Hey, hello, and welcome back. I am Debbie Peterson of Getting to Clarity, and this is another episode of the Getting to Clarity Show. This is the place where you want to be if you want the tips, tools, and techniques to create more of an impact in your leadership with less of a sacrifice in your life. And today we are talking about leveling up, but without burning out. So it is about a clarity fueled path to sustainable success. So stay tuned. So success, it should feel fulfilling. Okay? Not like something that you're barely surviving. And yet, how many times have you taken the next step in your career only to find yourself running on empty, right? You've earned the title, you've accepted the role, you've added more responsibility, and somewhere along the way, the joy has been sucked out of it. So, for people who are new to leadership roles, maybe you're an emerging leader or you have been in leadership for a while and you're ascending to another level, a lot of times we've been handed the message that growth is doing more. It is proving more. It is sacrificing the more, and the more the better. And that's the only way to get ahead is to just keep going, keep smiling, and never let anything drop. Just pretend it's all okay. But what if that's not true? What if leveling up didn't mean burning out? When clarity is your compass, growth becomes something different. It becomes sustainable. It becomes energizing. And it starts to feel like you again. So why does this matter? Well, you can reach for more without sacrificing your well-being, your relationships, or your values. How's that for a why? And it's not just a personal win. That is a way to lead that is smart. So at Getting to Clarity and using my Clarity Edge philosophy, I work with leaders who look successful from the outside. I mean, their calendars are full, their inboxes are overflowing, the results are all there, they're getting ahead, but inside they feel stretched, thin, and disconnected. And you know what? That's not bad. Those feelings are something you have to pay attention to. It's not a flaw, it's just a clarity gap. So, I want to give you 3 clarity fueled strategies that can help you grow in a way that actually lasts and feel good. So, here's the first strategy I want you to consider: know your why. Know your why so much. That's a different kind of why. So, if you're constantly saying yes, it might be time to ask why. Are you taking on more to prove something? To be seen as capable or promotable or irreplaceable, which just doesn't exist. Everybody's replaceable. That may be understandable that you're trying to lead that way, but it can also lead straight into burnout. And I want more than that for you. So clarity starts with understanding your motivation, not just managing your calendar. So ask yourself, what am I really trying to accomplish here? Is this moving me toward the kind of leader that I want to be? Or is it just pulling me deeper into the overwhelm that I have been trying to escape? Sometimes the most powerful move is saying no, and saying no with confidence and clarity, meaning you know why you're saying no. Strategy number 2, use clarity as your compass. So this tool exists for a reason. It helps you to stay grounded in who you are, even when you're in a season of growth. Before saying yes to the next exciting opportunity, pause, check in with your values. What are your core values? What are your career values? Check in with your goals and your priorities and ask yourself, this next exciting opportunity, does it align with who I am and where I want to go? Is it supporting my long-term game, or is it distracting me from it? Because I want you to know, and I want you to hear this, just because you can do it doesn't mean you should. So what will I need to say no to in order to say yes to this? Keep that in mind, because every time you say yes to one thing, you say no to something else. And is that okay? Clarity isn't necessarily about doing less. It's about what matters most and focusing on that. So number 3, redefine productivity. Have you ever heard of toxic productivity? More hours doesn't equal more impact. True productivity is not about getting everything done. It's about getting the right things done. So one leader that I worked with, she reclaimed hours in her week just by simplifying her meeting schedule, right? By delegating tasks she never needed to own in the first place. The result? Her team stepped up because they had an opportunity to do so. She had created that gap for them to elevate. Her creativity returned, her joy returned, and she finally had space to lead. So look at your week. What could be delegated? What could be delayed or deleted? Then protect your space, your thinking space, your margin space. That's where your best thinking happens. Now, what might this look like in your life? Maybe you're here right now and you've stepped into a new leadership role. If so, congratulations. And maybe your inbox has just exploded. You're still trying to be the person who handles everything, but it's starting to wear you down because you can't now. You feel like you should be happy. You earned this, right? You worked hard for it, but deep down, something feels off. You know what you value. Things like being creative, having a chance to work with others, being able to make an impact. But your calendar doesn't have space for any of it. It's not reflecting it. Now, if that sounds familiar, you're not off track. You're just due for a clarity check-in. So when you come back to what matters, it makes it easier to realign your responsibilities, to reset expectations, and to let go of what isn't yours to carry. Success doesn't have to feel like a struggle. It can feel like a stronger version of you showing up for a bigger role. So I mentioned a clarity check-in. Here's how to do a quick clarity check-in. Step number 1, do a brain dump. So dump everything that you've got going in your week, everything on your list, everything on your plate, include meetings, include deadlines, include personal commitments, even things that are simply just weighing on your mind. Just get it all out. That in itself can be a relief. Don't edit, okay? Just get it out of your head. Step number 2, I want you to look at this list and I want you to mark what is fueling you. I want you to circle the tasks, the projects, the conversations that energize you, okay? These are the things that align with you, what's important, your values, and they help you to move forward. They light you up. Step number 3, mark what's not working. What is it that is draining you? Okay. So maybe you underline the things that feel heavy or the things that are out of alignment. This might look like an obligation that you took on out of guilt, maybe. It is outdated habits or responsibilities. So consider what could be delegated, what could be delayed, or what could be let go entirely. Step number 4, I want you to reconnect to your values. You have to know what your values are, your core values, your career values. And I want you to ask yourself, are you spending time in a way that reflects what matters most to you, which is what your values are? And if not, what needs to shift? That gets you back into alignment. Step number 5, choose one clear move. Pick one thing to adjust. Maybe it's a boundary that you need to reset. Maybe it's a task you need to let go of, or it's a meeting that you just finally say no to. One small intentional action is going to reset your momentum. So, what is your next clear move? So glad you asked. Within the next 48 hours, I want you to take 15 minutes. That's it. Within the next 48 hours, 2 days, take 15 minutes and do a quick clarity check-in. Then take intentional action. You don't have to hustle your way into exhaustion to prove your worth. You don't have to do it all, and you don't have to do it alone. I'm here to help you find your next level of growth, whatever that may be. So until the next time, I am wishing you all the clarity that you deserve. And if you would like more resources, head on over to my website at www.debbiepetersonspeaks.com. Tips, tools, and techniques for you there to create your next level of growth. Be good to yourself. And bye-bye for now.